Oh. Take care of Daddy's leg. Listen, looking out for Daddy's leg. Huh? Thank you. Thank you, Michelin. Thank you, buddy.
Use it on bumpers, decorated outside panels, side view mirrors, even vinyl or leather car seats for a protected showroom new shine.
You're a good boy, you know that? You're a good doggy. Yes, you are. You're a good doggy. You're a good boy. You worry about Daddy's leg, aren't you? You're sweet. That's sweet of you. It is.
With the headlight applicator bonus. Just pay separate shipping and processing. That's right. White New restores your headlight.
Buddy.
Order now and get it all.
You take care of it.
2-year guarantee.
That's your foot.
$50 value for only
Good boy.
$19.99. Order now. Get your White New detailing kit. Call 1-800-635-3090. White New comes with a 2-year money-back guarantee and is not available in stores. So call 1-800-635-3090 and order today.
Anything that's on the other bed. Think it's another foot? You have the right foot. That's the right one. That's one that's sore.
FBI agents have a hunch that David Waters and his accomplices, Gary Carr and Danny Fry, were involved. But they don't have a shred of evidence to support their theory.
All right, September of '98, we'd written a lot of stories, but the case was essentially at a dead end.
But as a best-selling author, Kathy Reichs knows well the power of the pen.
Time and time again, it was John McCormick's relentless digging that kept the case alive. His articles had many people riveted, including me.
Determined to keep the case alive, McCormick spends his free time scanning the news wires. Suddenly, something catches his eye.
I read a story about the 3-year anniversary of the discovery of a nude headless body in Dallas. I began to realize it was the exact same weekend that the O'Hares and Fry disappeared.
McCormick immediately phones the Dallas County Sheriff's Department and offers up his own theory about the headless corpse.
His name might be Danny Fry, and he is intertwined with David Waters and Gary Carr, and all 3 of those guys might have been responsible for the disappearance of the O'Hare family.
The detective is intrigued and agrees to follow up.
I got Fry's relatives to give blood samples.
We kept some specimens of blood from our corpse, and we sent it out and did our DNA testing.
For 3 long months, they wait for the analysis. Then, finally, the results come in. The analysis proves that the headless, handless corpse is indeed Danny Fry. It's a huge break in the case.
That finding eliminated any doubt that the O'Hares were also dead, and it all pointed directly at David Waters.
That's when the investigation really kind of kicked into high gear. A growing team of investigators starts checking motel records in San Antonio, where John had bought the gold coins. At a place called the Warren Inn, they hit pay dirt.
Both David Waters and Gary Carr's name were on the receipt.
They had leased the place from August the 29th, I think it was, to September the 29th. And so we had them there, but not the O'Hares. We still didn't know if the O'Hares were there. Detectives next check car and van rentals. They quickly get a hit.
Gary Carr rented various vans throughout the time period that the O'Hares were missing.
One of the vans was rented the day before the O'Hares disappeared. Another just 4 hours before Danny Fry's body was discovered. In his next story, John McCormick writes about the DNA evidence identifying Danny Fry's body. Immediately, a surprise witness comes out of the woodwork. Waters' ex-girlfriend.
She was actually living in the apartment in Austin with David Waters and knew kind of the comings and goings of Danny Fry, David Waters, and Gary Carr during that time period.
She was afraid she was going to be killed. It was in her best interest to come in and sit down and talk with the FBI.
she never saw the Murray O'Hares. But she does know a lot about Waters and his co-conspirators.
David Waters' girlfriend explained to us that in August of that year, one day, all three men just disappeared. She knew that they were probably up to something that was illegal.
For a month, she never saw a car or fly. But on several occasions,